Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from the outskirts of the internet, this is the Gaming Saloon for October 3rd, 2014, with your host, Spacebreaker2448 and Rampant Epsilon.
Hello. And there may be a possibility we have a wild Glock show up.
Possibly.
Probably wouldn't hold your breath, though.
Hmm. You know, I wonder, because Smash Bros. Got released today. Well, 3DS Smash Bros. Got released today. And I have to wonder how many people are actually playing it.
I would say quite a few.
Well, there's 12,882 people watching streams of said game. So that makes it the fifth highest game behind your standard Quartet, League, Counter-Strike, Dota, and Minecraft. That seems to be the standard quartet. Although I will be surprised. I am surprised. That whole Shadows of Mordor Middle-earth thingy, I think Glock mentioned it once.
Yeah.
That game looks a lot better than I thought it would be. Like it really is, and I'm surprised. So yeah, Smash Bros. Is out today, and we're going to talk about the Smash Brothers thing. Except this is not official in any capacity.
At all.
Nope. Harmony of Heroes, a Smash Brothers fan arrangement album, is coming tomorrow for free. 101 tracks in total will make up the album, and it is coming out October 4th, aka tomorrow, on its official website, which apparently at the writing of the article is down, and well, it's up. It just says coming soon. But yeah, fan arrangements, and I got to listen to one of them, which was I think it was like a mixture of a couple different Legend of Zelda songs. It was all orchestral, and it sounded really cool. So I'm really interested to pick this up. Of course, heard about this after watching a video that culminated a whole bunch of songs from Smash Brothers together in a really good way. I don't know if I have the link anymore. Yeah, but you want to pick up the album?
It'd be something to look at, anyhow.
Well, it's essentially a Nintendo album made by fans. It's just a Smash Brothers album, but with a little bit of
So,
Sonic, Metal Gear, Pac-Man, Mega Man, a little bit of that in there. But yeah, it's mostly Nintendo.
it's an official unofficial.
I think it's just an unofficial album for all intents and purposes. But you get it for free, and that's like 101 songs. It's like a fantastic playlist to have in the background while you're doing other stuff.
True.
Unless you're me, who gets obsessed about one song and then has it on loop every time.
I've done that too. Not gonna lie.
What I do every time we do one of these streams, since I'm not the one streaming.
True. Yes.
Which
I can't. I can't play music though while I'm playing games. And it's not hardware issues. It's just it distracts me. Because I will play songs that I like, and then I'll find myself focusing on the song as opposed to the game, and then, yeah.
I do it when I'm playing Avengers Alliance, mostly because I grind. Well, playing that game
I'd
is
say
kind of a
something
grind, so
like
yeah.
that, where you're grinding, yes. It would probably be so much better to have something like that. And I realize I've dropped 50 frames somewhere in this. Oh well.
Well, I'll definitely pick up the album, and I'll listen to it. until Drive comes on. Then they'll be like, Drive must watch Herg. All right. Next up, we've got a Minecraft clone, kind of.
Yes, Ucraft.
Yes, Ucraft is coming to the Wii U because Minecraft's not coming to the Wii U because I don't know. Mojang doesn't like Nintendo products. Unknown company Nexus Games, which, if you've heard of these, they brought you Brick Blast U and Dance of the Damned. It's gonna be eShop only, released this holiday season. It'll use the gamepad for off TV play and inventory management, creation tools, which is what you'd expect.
From a Minecraft knockoff.
It kind of it doesn't so much remind me of Minecraft as it is Lego. With that one screenshot I assume we have from the game.
I don't know, that looks like Minecraft. Just not as good at textures.
True. It's very flat.
Yeah, it's like really smooth.
What made me think of Legos because if you have like big big projects like that, they do have that type of color effect where they're really flat in terms of color. Mostly because it's Lego. It's made out of bricks. They're all the same color.
True. But yeah.
Uh, guess we can move on to the next one. We're gonna be getting through this quick, apparently.
Apparently.
Well, we had nothing big to talk about
I
yet.
know. I know.
All right. Now, here's a question. As someone who's not a Star Wars fan at all, would you want the Dynasty Warriors team to make a Star Wars game?
That might actually be kind of interesting.
Well, it's the same people that made the Legend of Zelda one. You know, Hyrule Warriors that came out,
Yeah.
and the One Piece, and the Gundam one, and apparently Dragon Quest. I didn't hear about the Dragon Quest one, but I've seen the Gundam and One Piece one. The One Piece one looks really good, even though they're up to 3 now, and there's not going to be that much difference between them because they're not that far in the anime. So,
I think a one off one would probably be good. Because it would be a change kind of deal. But in all seriousness, Star Wars universe, I would say yes. As far as focus around the movies, probably not.
well, it's got to tie
Because
into the
of how
movie somehow.
much. True. But there's so much of the universe that can be explored outside of the movies. Everyone tends to focus on the movies.
Oh, you mean all the expanded universe content? Oh yeah, that doesn't count anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, if if you don't know what I mean, pretty much because of the whole like next trilogy of movies they're making, they've taken the entire expanded universe that takes place after the original trilogy and go, "Woo! You're out. We're doing other things now." Uh, we're gonna go from scrap. All right.
Wow.
Although I will give props to one of the people who wrote one of those stories. When he was asked about it, he was like, he literally went over to his shelf, pulled the book that he wrote off the shelf, and he's like, huh, the book's still here. The stories are still here. It's not like them not being in continuity gives them any less credibility. They'll still be
Mm,
good stories on their own.
true.
Oh dear. I was just
What?
nice. They also want to do Mario. There's a Smash Brothers coming out. We do see a lot of different characters coming together in an all-star roster. So hopefully, in the long run, we can work with Nintendo on something with a similar line where we can provide or deliver something Nintendo can't, in a sense, can't in a sense with their own IP. This is what I was saying about what with the amiibos. Give us a another Smash Brothers game that is not the fighter. Expand it out a little bit. Do a little side game that has all these characters with a different thing. And a Smash Brothers Uso game made by the people who've made Hyrule Warriors. That Nintendo, get on that, please. Let them do it. People know what they're doing. They about to make you all the money with Hyrule Warriors, because Hyrule Warriors was really well received from what I've heard.
Hmm.
I don't know sales figures, but I haven't heard like anything bad about it. It's like at best it's kind of a meh game. Well, at worst it's kind of a meh game, but at best people really like it and really enjoy it.
Hmm.
But I guess speaking of Hyrule Warriors, because we got nothing else to say about this, we got our first DLC pack because Hyrule Warriors is gonna have a crap ton of DLC.
As I try to open the next three articles up.
The Master Quest pack, if it's open, so I can say things.
Not exactly, but we are going with it. Kind of.
Okay.
Maybe.
Articles, why do you not being cooperative?
I think it's kind of close enough.
All right. The Master Quest pack. You get to have Epona as a weapon.
Hmm.
Epona, the horse from the franchise, is considered a weapon, and you can now pick it. He'll probably act like I forgot what it was. The Fairy Queen, the thing that allows you to summon the moon from Majora's Mask to go smack a dragon upside the face. That's a weapon for Link.
Ah. Hmm.
You get to play as her if you pick her as a weapon for Link. New adventure map, a costume, and a new scenario featuring Sia, the main villain of the entire game, as the main part of the DLC.
Hmm.
And it shows how she meets up with, I guess, the two of her, and it's Wizro and Volga, who Volga turns into a dragon because he's just that badass. Scenario will have 5 episodes, which conclude with something waiting for her at the end. Vague.
Very vague.
The new map will let you acquire higher rank weapons for the 3 characters, among other new weapons and more, because the other 2 characters are going to be playable. Because screw it, everyone who's got a worthwhile name gets to be playable in this game. And then the Guardian of Time costumes for the 2 characters, which that's spoilers. There's a reason they look almost similar.
Huh.
I don't know if you want me to spoil it or not.
Depends. How bad would it be?
You find out about halfway through the game.
Hmm. I don't know.
Well, I'll spoil it anyway. They're the same person, but split in two.
How does that work?
Because the goddess of time oversees the the bearers of the Triforce throughout their lineages, essentially, throughout their various time frames, and she has a little crush on Link, and the fact that she can never be with Link causes her to turn a little bit evil, and it kind of splits off into two of them. You know, the evil one and then the good one.
Hmm.
Or at least I believe that's how it goes. So
Huh.
yes, plenty of DLC to come for everyone who might be bored with Hyrule Warriors now. What do you think?
Looks like it'd be pretty good.
Yeah,
DLC for it.
I just love how everyone who's got a name in this game is just gonna be like, you're playable now. It's like we don't care if you're a good guy or a bad guy. No, you're playable now. Just screw it. Why not?
Well, why not be so outrageous it's pathetic?
It's gonna take a while for Battle Red War to be, because I don't think I said this when I was playing Battle Red War 2, but the Decade Violent Emotion, almost all those assets are pulled from Battle Red War 1.
Oh, wow.
Because Violent Emotion's in Battle Red War 1, he's the final boss. He's part of the final level. And he's, like, technically the final boss of the game. If you want to count him as such.
Hmm.
So, and he has all the same moves that you see with him have in Battle Red War 2, along with a few additional ones. So yeah, they kind of just pulled them right out, which makes me think they could make anyone playable in
Yeah.
Battle Red War 2, which is the some additional, or in Battle Red War 3, the theoretical Battle Red War 3, if they just give them a move set, well, a proper move set, and just set of a series of moves that you do depending on what the AI wants them to do. Alrighty then. Next up, I guess, we got a big old chunk of Destiny that got leaked. Essentially, DLC for Destiny got leaked through a weird bug, essentially.
Hmm.
So now we know a whole bunch of stuff about the Destiny DLC. And Bungie just went on ahead to comment this that, yeah, oh yeah, it's there in terms of like placeholder, in terms of like descriptions for where you go and stuff, but not like actual levels just yet, because I think only a couple of them have like markers in the overworld, but none of
Huh.
it's like in-game stuff. Which I think this caused the whole thing of like, is it on disc DLC? And a part of me goes, if it was on disc, why can't we access it already?
Yeah, there's obviously some bit of the code that still needs to be sent.
Yeah.
But to this, I wonder too if they had on disc, even if they had part of the on disc DLC, why didn't they pull that and instead of having you do an install before you could play it?
Oh. I
I
assume
could
this stuff
see
is only.
that part being complained about.
A part of me thinks that some of this stuff has gotten put in a recent update because Destiny. Well, this came out before the big Destiny update. That's supposed to make your the encoded things, the engrams, less shitty.
Oh, really?
Yes, because before, if an engram, if it's like green, it could still be a gray thing if you decode it. So if you got a legendary engram, it could be anything less or it could be anything more. It's all random. Now it's guaranteed to be at least of that rarity level that it is to begin with or higher.
Hmm.
Of course, that deals with the whole percentages, randomness factor, but at the very least, you're guaranteed to, if you got a green one, you're getting a green weapon out of it, or a green piece of armor out of it. You're guaranteed.
That's better.
Yeah. But yeah, we have the details from all this. So we've got some new story missions coming, a few new strikes, a couple new raids. We got 3v3 team deathmatch, level advantage enabled, weekly rewards, trial set gear, whatever that is, ascended materials, and crucible marks. Which crucible marks are already in the game, so I guess that's just 3v3 deathmatch what it gets you.
Some new additional marks.
Crucible marks are already in, so I guess it's just like, hey, you're playing PvP, so here's more crucible marks. That's the name for the PvP essentially.
Yeah.
So what do you think looking over some of this stuff?
Mm, looks like a good little chunk of DLC there.
I know people are going to be excited for the new raids because it's like, oh my god, raids! We can do more than just run Vault of Glass over and over and over again.
Hmm.
Because getting past level 20 is kind of random.
Really?
Yeah, well 20 is like the level cap, but to go beyond 20, you need uh exotic gear. I want to say yes, exotic gear. Now, how do you think you acquire exotic gear?
I'm gonna assume through the right.
You're partially true. The Vault of Glass does give exotic gear, but if you have enough Crucible marks, you can actually buy exotic gear. Get yourself higher level. Yeah, and the exotic gear is random. I think there's more than that that also gives exotic gear, but yeah, it's to get beyond 20 is kind of grindy and the wrong kind of way. I'm kind of excited. Granted, I haven't played Destiny in a while because I have Ultimax and, I want to beat all the story modes before I potentially go back to Destiny because, yeah, multiplayer just ain't for me because I suck.
I think I can say I agree with you simply because I had one game where literally my team won by a landslide, but I had a funny feeling that it's because there was some people on the team that was like, "Oh my god."
Oh, I was talking about Ultimax multiplayer. Destiny multiplayer just feels like another first-person shooter for me. It's like, oh well, I have some good games, have some bad games, but my standard. But yeah, it does. Yeah, I've only had like maybe 2 close games with Destiny.
It's
Have you
either
ever?
always been one way or the other.
Yeah, yeah. Seems like once one team gets an advantage, you can like snowball it hard. Granted, I only played the control one for the most part. I played a little team deathmatch, but that was about it.
I didn't play the team deathmatch for the simple reason of I couldn't get my KD ratio above 1 again.
Yeah. What happens when you have a level advantage? You get your ass handed to you.
Microphone muted.
Because trust me, because here's the thing: if you don't know about Destiny multiplayer, your gear you have and your levels and all that stuff, you take that in the multiplayer. So let's say you're a level 5. If someone's level 20, they're automatically better than you. Like, they will kill you faster than you can kill them. Guaranteed. Like, there's no question. Probably also it wouldn't help that for one game, I think the entire other team had shields and we didn't have shields.
Microphone activated.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm kind
Wow.
of excited. I also heard that that they might be lowering the health on some of the bosses, which, if it's for, especially if it's for that one big ass thing that was chained up, oh good god, please, that thing fight takes for fucking ever to kill. Good god. And when I stream Destiny, you can see it. It's up on the YouTube. You see how long it took to beat that son of a bitch.
Were you on your own?
No, this is a team of 3.
Oh dear lord.
Actually, I don't think I ran that one, but yeah, but it took 4. It took 5 hours, multiple retries on this son of a bitch to fucking kill him. I don't think I actually streamed it, but for fuck's sakes, it was ridiculous. We were at it for hours. It
Wow.
was stupid. Well, who's ready for some stupid?
We always are, you know it.
Tetris sci-fi movie. Mega Entertainment Company Threshold Entertainment has the green light from the Tetris Company to create a live-action Tetris movie. And it's a sci-fi epic.
Wow. Um.
Okay,
Hmm.
answer me this question. How in the name of fuck do you turn Tetris, a game, a puzzle game that has no story, none, into a sci-fi epic? Huh? Like, I know there's a video out there that's like a trailer for a supposed Tetris movie that was made as a joke. And this would, and I assume, and it is a sci-fi movie. But what the fuck? People need to stop taking the internet seriously.
Yes.
Like, we crack jokes. Stop making those jokes reality. Like, the next thing you're going to tell me, Yoshi Cookie is going to be turned into a television series. Oh, wait, no, 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 no. No, Candy Crush is going to be turned into a television series, because that's big enough. Big fucking enough, I assume.
Yes, they so need to do that. Not.
And, and please, please, if they actually do announce that, no. No, no, no. 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 This is already what the fuckery because Angry Birds is getting a goddamn movie. But now Tetris?
Yeah, but at least Angry Birds has a meaning and a story behind it.
Birds hate pigs.
Yes.
Such a grandiose story. Truly, this is one of the best stories told of our generation.
I didn't say it was a good story. I said at least it had a story.
True. I'm kind of baffled by this because I'm like, where do you go? Where do you go? You're essentially having to create a story because you have nothing. And please, please don't make the ships the literal shapes of the Tetris blocks.
You know that's gonna happen.
That's gonna be dumb as shit.
But you know that's gonna happen.
I know. It's gonna be dumb as shit, though.
Yeah.
Alright.
Uh,
But
I yeah. I don't even want to know why with this at all. because yeah. But anyway,
A part of me hopes that this movie gets created because I want to see what craziness they fucking come up with. Good God, please, this must be made because I must see what insanity gets to be on the silver screen. Because that is the only thing that can be put up on there is insanity. Who takes on this project?
apparently these people.
Actually, the better question is, who looks at Tetris and goes, sci-fi movie? Yes, what originally started out as a Russian kids game. It's a sci-fi movie. Totally. All right. You want to talk about a canceled game that never
Let's.
saw the light of day?
Might as well.
Blizzard has pretty much canceled their Titan game. While
Hmm.
Titan was never announced, never had anything shown for it, it's now canceled. The only reason we knew about it is because Blizzard actually talked about it. This was supposed to be their MMO follow up to World of Warcraft. I want to say we talked about this once, like way back in the day.
I think we did.
CEO Mike Moriham gave us a few words about it, saying it didn't come together. We didn't find the fun. We didn't find the passion. We talked about how we put it through a reevaluation period, and actually, what we reevaluated is whether that the game we really want, whether that's the game we really wanted to be making. Blizzard would sooner cancel a game that's been in production for 7 years than risk damaging its relationship with fans, Senior VP of Story and Franchise Development Chris Metzen said. I'll give him credit on that.
Yeah.
They rather cancel a game that's been in development for 7 years than release a shit game.
That's nice of them to be thinking like that, though.
Uh, it didn't come there. Not still. Pretty much saying it just didn't. It didn't work. And in terms of possibly trying to do another MMO to doing another MMO, it's not where we want to be spending our time right now. So, yeah, don't expect another MMO besides World of Warcraft coming from Blizzard anytime soon. Just expect Heroes of the Storm, which Blizzard making that one?
Don't know.
I think they were. Yeah, they are making it. So expect that because I think it's in beta right now.
Hmm.
It's coming out next year. I'm sure everyone will be comparing it to League of Legends.
Of course.
Alright. Time to talk about some more DLC. And Glock's not here to talk about Assassin's Creed.
Aw. 4 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. Ubisoft has revealed its current DLC plans for Assassin's Creed Unity. And it's a season pass. As that's essentially what everyone's doing these days. Let's see. First, you get new story campaign taking place after the game, so it's a DLC that's only going to matter if you've actually beat the game.
Hmm.
Set of underground crypts, much like what was it? It was one of the twos, one of the Ezio ones. I forgot which one. I'm sure Glock would have the answer. More missions in Paris, as well as 30 pieces of equipment. But the biggest part is Assassin's Creed Chronicles China. A standalone story that should deal with a completely new setting with 2.5D gameplay, because that's all the rage with any type of retro style game. You'll climb and tumble on the Great Wall of China as you complete missions for the assassins of the Chinese Brotherhood. Female protagonist Xiao Jun from Assassin's Creed Embers, which I don't recognize that at all. Embers, Embers. What the hell was Embers? Oh, it's a short film. Okay. And it deals with Ezio. Alright. But yeah, we get a female protagonist in Assassin's Creed. Yay. Looks nice from the couple of shots we got of it.
Yeah.
I know you're not the biggest fans of Assassin's Creed, and Glock's not here to either go, yay, yay, more Assassin's Creed, or shit, more Assassin's Creed.
Probably
So,
be a combination.
probably. So, what do you think?
Well, looks like it would be something to make up for what we came across earlier.
Just to get you interested in the series?
Eh, I'd venture to say this would be one of those that if I played it, I probably would be interested in it then, but I've not really played it, so yeah. It's kind of just
Well,
meh for me right now.
I think the problem is I haven't picked up 4, and I still haven't beaten 3. So, yeah. I got a pile of games I haven't completed yet.
Sounds
And
like it.
3 is, yeah, 3 is one of them. Alright. What? Alright. Now let's talk about Grand Theft Auto 5 for the PC. I'm starting to realize that we're more than halfway through these articles, and we have not even hit the hour mark yet.
Wow.
Farmer thinks this is what happens when Glock's not around.
I think so because usually he distracts us.
Yes. Also doesn't help that none of these are really like, hey, here's something to talk about.
Yeah,
No.
no.
No, not really.
I mean, that for Destiny is really about the only thing so far. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Alright. Grand Theft Auto 5 PC, potentially.
Hopefully.
Well, PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Uh, see, over the weekend, Rockstar put up a Q&A page on their website detailing new features for GTA 5 and GTA Online on these platforms, and a few of the additions are intriguing. Notably, a first-person mode. On foot and in vehicles. Which, you can even see the interior of the vehicles, including working speedometers, tachometers, dash lights, and more.
Hmm.
See, new animals and an overhauled character selection screen. So, more than just the push the D-pad in the direction of the character you want to pick thing. That's the character selection for GTA 4. And it's like, it's over by the... it's actually... Yeah, it's over by the map. That's kind of it. So, yeah. So what do you think? First person mode in GTA 5.
I've never really been a big fan of the GTA series, but it would be a change, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because they've always done the whole third person thing, and this would probably be a good change for them.
curious what the whole new animals and overhaul collection and character selection screen are, because it wasn't that much to begin with. I don't know why it needs focus now.
Seriously.
Guess we can move on from there because there's nothing more to say.
Yeah, not really. That article was kind of short. Again.
Who wants to adopt a wolf in MGS5?
Snake does.
Well, you can. You can adopt a wolf cub in GTA 5, and it grows up to be a companion you can actually take into a field with an eye patch. Yeah, he's got an eye patch. Because. I don't know how the fuck he grows up so fast, because here's the thing. I've seen the trailer. I don't know if we're going to play it or not, because there's not much to it besides, hey, here's a cutscene introducing the wolf. Here's a cutscene of the wolf going with Snake to his submission, and that's it. But it starts off like this small little cub that's like barely the size, like a quarter of the size of what you see in that picture up top. And then, boom, it's that thing. Wolf cubs don't grow up that quick. So, yeah, you get a wolf as a companion, which marks the second companion you can get in Metal Gear Solid 5, because you can have Quiet as a companion to snipe people for you and have your back.
Hmm.
So what do you think? Having a wolf back you up in Metal Gear Solid 5.
I don't know. I really don't. Because
There
they kind of don't really seem like something that fits with the whole Metal Gear Solid thing, but I don't know.
there's a skating minigame in Metal Gear Solid 2.
Hmm. I don't even.
That's all I need to say, because I'm like, yep, this is totally in line. Kojima makes a cameo appearance in Ground Zeroes as someone you rescue, and he repeats the line from the beginning of the game to Snake. And he's an
Wow.
actual character in the game. Crazy, ridiculous things like this are par for the course for Metal Gear Solid. Also, remember Alyssa from PT, the ghost?
Hmm.
Yeah, you have a blow up of all of that. That's a decoy.
Really?
Yes, the ghost from PT can be a decoy for you in Metal Gear Solid 5: Phantom Pain, in the form of a blow up doll that is deployed from a decoy mine.
Hmm.
This is how Kojima operates, people. If you are like, this makes no sense. I thought Metal Gear Solid 5 was all dramatic and shit, and I'm like, oh, this is just how Kojima operates. I've come to expect this kind of thing.
No doubt.
Here's another one. Metal Gear Solid 4 breaks the fourth wall about changing discs.
Okay.
You can have conversation with Otacon about the need to change disc until Otacon realizes, oh no, oh yeah, Metal Gear Solid 4 is on a Blu-ray disc. It's double layered. You don't need to change disc. All the while, Snake is like, the fuck you, fuck crack you smoking, Otacon? What the fuck? I don't understand what's going on anymore. I may be an old man, but good God, Otacon, you talking like you've gone easy. This is Metal Gear Solid, people. It's dramatic, but it has quirky little things like this. I would expect nothing less. Nothing less.
Hmm.
Alright. Any other thoughts on Metal Gear Solid 5's Wolf Companion?
No.
Alright. Let's talk about RK3000. Germany-based developer Rene Rutze is currently creating RK3000 for Windows, Mac, and Linux. It's a huge robot game inspired by Godzilla and Megazords, in which your goal is to destroy a stylized city with or without the aid of friends. And apparently that's it.
Hmm.
The four-player local co-op and its map editor. They design humongous cities, fill them with military units, and get to work thrashing about and toppling buildings. Let's see. Robots fill up with red as you get attacked, and that's your health, your damage meter, essentially. And you can check out the website for more information. It's being built in Unity, so platforms outside of PC are currently possible. So, we can take a look at it and see how this thing goes.
Hmm. Okay. I say let's do it.
Alright, playing the video, if it will. Thank you. And 3, 2, 1, go.
No
Seems to
sound?
be a lack of. Yeah, there's no sound for me either. Well, one of them old school silent films, except it's in color. And that was
And is
quick.
really short.
Yeah, it's like 20 seconds. It looked alright.
Huh.
It looked like something you could boot up and distract yourself with for a little bit and then put it down after a while.
Yeah.
Anything else to say about it?
Not really. I mean, it like you said, it's kind of one of those that it would be good to distract yourself, and that's kind of about it.
Alright. Well, since we're under an hour, we might as well just make this the fucking shortest TGS ever. Because screw it, why not? It's a
Might as
slow
well.
week in gaming. Yeah, it's a slow week in gaming news this week. There's not been that much to talk about. We'll be talking about like Smash Brothers next week, but it came out today, so we ain't nothing to talk about it because neither one of us have it or plan on getting it. At least 3DS version. I want the Wii U version because, well, I want the Wii U version.
And I don't have a 3DS, so yeah.
Might hold out for like the new ones because you can get the what was it? The new ah the new Xeno no not the new Xeno but the Xenoblade Chronicles that was on Wii. They're porting it to DS or 3DS, and you have to have the new 3DS to play it.
Hmm.
Plus, you can get the SNES controller inspired one, which I dig that color scheme. Anyway, Kenji Inafune in our last article talks about how to create a successful mixed media franchise, which I'm sure many companies could take a lesson, could stand to hear some of these words, possibly,
Most of the words.
possibly. I talk about three franchises that I've never heard of, or because they're mostly in Japan. And they're trying to appeal to younger audiences, so they've got multiple avenues. They've got games, and they've got. I think for Hero Bank that's a TV series. I think I have no experience with anything else. Let's see. for his actual words, which are like halfway down.
Don't you love articles like that?
Yes, yes, I do. I'm just like, I'm trying to glance through and pick things out on the fly. God damn it. I see. It takes true conviction, guts, balls, moxie, whatever word you want to use, in order to do a proper media mix strategy, Inafune replied. Because you're not just leveraging one kind of content, you're kind of taking content onto multiple platforms anime, manga, action figures, and what have you. And assuming you do it correctly, you're doing it all in parallel. Originally, what most companies are going to do, they're going to release one thing along that mixed media mix strategy to test the waters, and if the game is popular, then they think, okay, now we can do a figure line, now we can do an anime, or vice versa. It takes companies that have a lot of conviction and conviction, actually, companies that are a little reckless, the more formal standard publisher types that you are, the more checks and balances you're going to put into decreases risk rather than take it. And former Square Enix president Yuichi Wada said the same thing about why Gyro Zetter, which is one of the franchises they mentioned, didn't take off in Japan.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
What?
Goes on there to say about the reason uh, that the that it didn't take off was because the anime came out a little while after the release of the game, so it made it so that Square couldn't use both of them to cross promote each other. It kind of makes sense because look at Ryder.
Mm-hmm.
We already have stuff about the Drive toys, even though Drive's not started yet.
Yeah. Just this quick note: the Drive driver is out. Like it is. You can if you're in Japan, you could go out and buy it like yesterday.
And the
The.
show goes on tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I see that looking at that part of it because you look, they're hyping the Drive toys now in hopes that they're going to build a fan base for the show, which will in turn create more sales in the toys.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that cross promotion deal there.
Of course, it also helps that Ryder is well versed in the mixed media thing. Because they've been doing it for what 40 years now,
Yeah.
more or less.
But I
Especially
mean
with the.
this concept that's being said here, I can see that clearly with what they've done there with Ryder. Like no questions asked, that is definitely what they're doing. And you gotta admit, Toei is pretty ballsy in that aspect,
Yeah.
especially with Drive right now because we don't know a whole lot.
Yeah,
Like
they're just.
I feel like we knew more going into game than we do going into Drive.
Yeah. We
And they're
see.
just going as wide open as normal.
Yeah. Of course, it's not just the drive driver is out. The first DX shift car set's out, along with the first TK figure, which is Drive itself, with the Max Flare wheel. They're all out right now. Because I've seen all reviews for all of that. Hell, they even snuck in the Drive shift car into into a magazine release before all this. A shift car
Jeez.
you can do nothing with until yesterday when the Drive driver came out. Granted, that's kind of standard. I think they've done that for a while now.
Hmm.
Because I want to say I think it was like last year they sold a ring and a lock seat set. Like it was a ring from Wizard and then a lock seat from Gaim. You could do nothing with the Gaim lock seat except push the buttons on it to activate various noises. The Sengoku driver wasn't out yet. I think it was like, oh, I think it wasn't. I don't think it was the Promise Ring. I forgot what it was, but they also did the same thing with Forze. They did a whole combo that release. But yeah, so I guess the greater question would be, what do you think of multimedia franchise? Do you agree with him?
I agree in the point of you do if you are thinking in the long run and you're thinking, okay, we're gonna do a game. That game's gonna branch into toys, animes, mangas, all of that. Then yeah, you ought to at least start out with two of them just as strong that can play off of each other. I wouldn't necessarily go as far as what was said about just being ballsy and kind of go for all of it, because that is kind of a big gamble then. But I mean, case in point was Square right there. They screwed it up because of not doing both at the same time. If they'd done both at the same time, it probably would have went over better. So I think there's that happy medium there kind of deal.
Yeah,
You don't want to be too ballsy that you screw everything over, but you don't want to be too cautious that you're not going to take chances either.
of course. Trying to think of like now these days, a mixed media franchise now that originally wasn't a mixed media franchise. Kind of like some success and failures there. A bit IGN article.
I part of me wants to say how Halo's been,
Yeah,
but we
I
don't know
see
how
that.
the newest TV part that they're doing is going, kind of
Nightfall.
deal. Yeah,
That's not going to come out till the Master Chief Collection comes out.
but I mean, it's one of those we don't really know how that's going to be doing.
Yeah,
But so far, yeah, that's kind of one of those where it's worked for them.
yeah.
But what was one of the keys to it? Forward Unto
Good.
Dawn really didn't have anything directly pertaining to the story.
Yeah.
Because even in Halo 4, where we have some of those characters pop up here and there, there's still no real mentions of it.
I mean, you had Chief and you had. Fuck, what was his name? The dude
Lasky.
that. Lasky, yes. You had those two, and that was about it.
Yeah. But neither one of them mentioned anything about all that.
Yeah.
So it's one of those that I do, but I don't. I feel like it's kind of related to it, but because it don't really tie into the game itself, it's kind of one of those that's loosely there.
I
But
would,
I
I would,
think that's why that worked.
I would think one of the biggest things you need for a multimedia franchise, if you're going to have stories connecting to each other, is to plan that out ahead of time.
Yeah,
Because I kind of feel like Forward Undawn and Halo 4 weren't really planned out that far in advance together.
they weren't.
Because
Otherwise, you
there's
would have had more references in Halo 4 about it.
Yeah, Forward of the Dawn does all the Halo 4 is happy to reference Halo 4, I want to say.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. Which, don't get me wrong, it's good.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it feels like it's more of a insight before you get into Halo 4 as opposed to supposed to be something that goes hand in hand with it.
Yeah. Now, you could probably say the same about with the novels, because how many times do the novels get brought up in the games? Ever.
Not at all.
How many times do we get to mention a Spartan other than Chief and Halo? the games besides Reach. And it's mostly because he doesn't get to be the star in that one.
Well, why don't we go that extra step further and we can kind of negate out anything that we see from Reach and 4. How
Yeah.
many other times have we heard of another Spartan 2?
Yeah.
Because that's the bad thing. Everyone knows there's other Spartans out there, but they're not of the same class as Chief.
Yeah. Yeah, you got the ones from Halo Wars, but no one talks about them because no one wants to talk about Halo Wars because Halo Wars is the black fucking sheep of the family because no one wants to play a tactical RPG.
Halo Wars doesn't exist.
Brutal John made a joke in his stream about a Halo night because they had a Halo because he does a straw poll like a fortune cookie night for some of his streams. So he just like picks a whole bunch of random games out of his catalog, puts them into a straw poll, people vote on it, and then he plays the next game. He plays whatever wins for like the next hour or so. And Halo Reach has been a constant choice from one of the folks he has on Skype or whatever on the stream. They cracked a joke about a Halo night. It's like, well, even when you did a Halo night, Halo Reach wouldn't win. And they cracked a joke about Halo Wars and ODST, and I'm like, I wish you were joking. I like those games, god damn it.
ODST wasn't as bad as far as opinion. It was more Halo Wars.
I know. Halo Wars is the bastard child. It will forever be the bastard child of the franchise. That part of me
Well,
is like,
I think that's a prime example of Bungie really shouldn't have done that far into the franchise.
and poor Ensemble Studios got closed for that fucking game. They closed after that game came out. Poor Ensemble Studios. They made good tactical RPGs, god damn it. Or, well, I wouldn't say tactical RPGs, but like tactical. Tactical games, god damn it.
Like I said, I think that was more Bungie's fault for screwing the pooch like that.
I know.
If they'd done it earlier, like after the first one, it probably would have been fine.
That or if they did it off the bat, like fucking Halo was going to be to begin with. Yeah, that's what Halo was supposed to be to begin with. Before they made it a first person shooter. I will hang that over anyone who bitches about Halo Wars. It's like, well, that was what Halo was going to be originally. Just to piss them off. Because I know it's the bastard child. But I will defend Halo Wars as a decent fucking game, god damn it. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a mixed media franchise that's failed. Like, hard. And I can't really think of one.
I can't think of one right off the bat, but I'm sure there is one.
I know of some that have succeeded. Let's see. Mass Effect succeeded to a certain extent. Although it's not really, like, mixed media as like, what they're talking about in this article. Like, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I know, Defiance. I don't think Defiance has went over that well. And that's a mixed media franchise.
I don't think it went over as well as they were hoping for.
Yeah.
I think it picked up the hype when it was coming out, but that's about as far as it went.
Yeah. Just kind of sad, because, well, granted, I haven't seen a single episode of Defiance, so I can't speak for it.
It looked like a good concept.
Apparently, Katy Perry has ruined something, according to Pro Jared.
Oh boy.
Because he says in all caps on Twitter, "God damn it, Katy Perry, you ruined everything." What did she ruin? Did she ruin Smash Brothers? Really?
Oh god.
Like, what did she ruin?
Yes, I know. She's the voice of Jigglypuff.
Yes,
I had to say it.
Yes, Katy Perry voices Jigglypuff and says Jigglypuff all the time. And that's the extent of her lines. And also various noises. And that's it. Oh, Kit Kat.
Although that would be pretty funny.
No, no, no. Let's dig a bigger hole for Metroid and she's the fucking voice of Samus.
Oh, come on. We didn't have to do that. Now. Yeah,
Why I said dig a bigger hole? Fucking Other M dug a huge asshole for that franchise. God damn it.
no. But see, that's when Metroid fans can say, okay, Other M does not exist.
Yeah, we still got Prime. We still got a trilogy of games that are worthless shit. They're just made by the people who are not doing Metroid because they're doing Donkey Kong. But they're doing Donkey Kong Country, so it works out in the end. That way we can just convince him to do something else.
You know, how I look at it, if the Halo guys can say, yeah, Halo Wars doesn't exist, then yeah, Metroid people can clearly say Other M does not exist.
And Rider fans can say, fuck Kamen Rider Tyson, that movie should burn in hell. I only bring that up because I watched a review last night of it. That called the movie offensive because of how bastardizing of its portrayal of the Showa writers it was. And I'm like, wow. I may hate that movie, but I wouldn't call it that. Although, with how you explained it, I agree. The show writers are complete assholes in that fucking movie. Just complete assholes. I kind of wish League of Legends would become a mixed media franchise because, good God Almighty, do they have the resources to make it.
If they'd break away from just the YouTube videos and actually turn that into something, they've got the video capability to do it.
Yeah.
Because look at how gorgeous their cinematics are.
Yeah, that's like Blizzard. Blizzard could totally make an animated movie, but they're not going to. Like, they sell people on, like, Diablo and World of Warcraft just off their cinematics that have nothing to do with the actual gameplay of the games. At all. It's all cutscenes. Like that, like the Ultimate Evil Edition of Diablo commercial that you might see all the time these days if you watch anything. Yeah, that's all cutscenes. Actually, that's the entire opening cinematic. That's all pulled from the opening cinematic of the game. All of it. That is the entire opening cinematic because I've seen the opening cinematic, and that's all from the opening cinematic.
Huh.
And that's all they ever show of the game because if you actually look at Diablo, it's not that visually appealing. So I guess you can count it as Blizzard is the ultimate at bait and switch. They bait you with something that totally doesn't look like the game.
True. Yeah.
Alright. Any of your thoughts on mixed media franchises?
No. Not really, no.
Alrighty then, releases! And we got one on a page before we have to move on. I don't think I said it this. I probably did, but I'll say it
thought you
again.
said it.
I'll say it again anyway. Skylanders Trap Team comes out Sunday. For iOS 360, Wii U, blank, Wii, 3DS, and PS3. I assume PS4 is supposed to be in there. Or
Blank.
something else. I don't know. Something's supposed to be in there. Probably PC. So yeah, Trap Team's coming out. All the competition for Infinity 2.0. Which it's on the next page too, so it doesn't really matter. Alien Isolation comes out October 7th for blank PC, Xbox 360, PS4, Xbox One, and PS3. I've actually watched a review of that game trailers put up. It turned out decently. Like it could have been like half the game is really good. The other half of the game, not so much.
Hmm.
It's really the first half of the game when you got nothing, and it's like, holy fuck, this alien, it's like right in this room, and I got fucking nothing. Mm-hmm. It's not until like the later half of the game where it's like, I have a flamethrower, spat, 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 go the fuck away.
Hmm.
That's how game trailers describe it as. First half of the game, terrifying. Second half of the game, the alien is a nuisance that you can spat away with a flamethrower because you got fuel out the fucking wazoo, apparently. Costume Quest 2 coming out October 7th as well for PC and Mac. And the thing that I was like, excuse me, last week, or not last week, 2 weeks ago, Duck
Yes.
Dynasty, the video game. October 7th, 2014, for blank, 360, PS3, and 3DS. There's a Duck Dynasty video game. Believe it, son. Believe it. Oh god, please somebody review this game, god damn it. I must know. I must know. Like I saw a hunting game that was like sponsored by Duck Commander, which is the actual company that Duck Dynasty follows. But I must know, what is a Duck Dynasty game? How does it play? What do you do? How crazy is Psy in it? Because you know what's funny?
What?
A&E has been playing like before the Dynasty episodes, which is like episodes of apparently the old show that these people had before they had Duck Dynasty. And you know what's funny?
What?
They seem a whole lot more like normal than normal in those episodes than they are in Duck Dynasty.
Really?
Like yes, like you know how like crazy and kooky Psy is.
Yeah.
He's normal in those episodes, and like the before the Dynasty episodes.
Hmm.
He's like normal. Everyone's normal. Like it so does not seem scripted like Duck Dynasty seems scripted. And I'm like, the fuck happened? Like the perfect example. There's an episode in Duck Dynasty where a couple of the guys take their wives hunting. And it turns into this whole spiel, whole hijinks ensues, whatnot situation. Except, and before the Dynasty, the same guys take the same wives hunting, and it's normal. And it's like, what the fuck happened? Like, one of them actually shot something. Alright. We'll move on releases. NBA 2K15, October 7th as well. PS4, Xbox One, 360, PS3, PC. And its competitor, NBA Live 15, coming out same day for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Project Spark is coming out on both Xbox Live on October 7th and on PC and Xbox One October 8th.
Has to be an update.
Apparently.
I know. It's Project Spark 2.0.
With Conker's Bedford, with Conker's DLC. Because, fuck it, you're gonna make a Conker game for us, because we don't want to make a Conker game. I need to link you the comic of Microsoft welcoming the, I forgot his name, but the mascot of Minecraft. And they welcome him into the room where all their dead mascots exist. And it's like, oh god. I'd laugh harder, except it's true. Look what they've done to the rare properties. Banjo killed Kazooie by biting his head off. A Golden Wake. Coming out October 9th on Mac, Linux, and PC. Scar of the Blade Remnants coming out October 9th as well on PC. Rise, Summon of Rome, if you didn't get enough of it on Xbox One, comes out on a PC October 10th. And Sleeping Dogs, the Definitive Edition, comes out October 10th as well. Xbox One, PS4, and PC. Which, I've heard good things about Sleeping Dogs. Like, really good things about Sleeping Dogs. It's like an underrated hit.
Hmm.
Rise, Son of Rome, yeah, don't bother. Like, that did not go well on the launch of Xbox One, and it's not going to do well on PC. Uh, Working up to our next date, Farming Simulator 15 coming out October 14th with like every fucking DLC for the game, because that's why all the DLC is expensive for like all the simulator games. It's because everything is everything's backwards compatible, or everything's like forwards compatible. So if you get like the newest Farming Simulator, you can still use all the old DLC.
Really?
Yeah. Well, at least for Train Simulator, you can use all the DLC for it. And like the newest version.
Hmm.
I already talked about that one. Tears to Tiara? Here's the Tiara 2. What it looks like
Yeah.
to me. October 14th, PS3. The Evil Within, October 14th as well. PS3, PS4, Xbox One, PC, 360. That hopefully may go well.
Hopefully.
The Voice, coming out on that same day as well. PS3, Wii U, Wii 360. And The Walking Dead Season 2, I assume the complete little pickup you can get. It's coming out the 14th for Vita, Blank, PS3, and 360. Gabriel Knight Sins of the Father 20th Anniversary Edition comes out the 15th on PC, and F1 2014 rounds out our release dates on October 17th, 2014 for PC, 360, and PS3, which will be our next date. So yay, F1 racing. And looking at the next releases, there's like one I really care about, and that's about it.
Wow. Really?
Yes, and it's one I'm not even gonna pick up because they decide to be dicks about it.
Hmm.
Well, I'll move us on the quick draws. And mine goes to the thing we were just talking about, the drive driver and the shift cars. We got a look. We got our first look review. So we get to see how all this shit works, and we can take a look at the video if you want for a
All
little bit.
right. Got it queued up.
All right, taking a look at the drive video, thanks to both Toku Nation and I forgot the name of his YouTube, even though I follow him. I'll subscribe to him on YouTube.
What's in?
K2 Ezo on YouTube. I forgot I subscribed to him because he has a lot of this stuff like day one in terms of tokusatsu stuff. And really nice.
Hmm.
It's not like a review, it's just like, hey, here's what the thingy does. As we literally get to look at the box for like the first like minute.
Oh, I didn't realize you were playing it.
Oh, did I not get the countdown?
No.
Oops. Not bad. What time code are you at?
20. Because I just
Alright.
started it when you said that.
Sorry. I got distracted when I was looking at YouTube. Also, you get a free Gamba Rising card with it, as you're going to see, for like 5 seconds. Which Gamba Rising is a replacement for Gambarad and the arcade writer game. So, free drive Gamba Rising card with every purchase of the drive driver. And if you don't have Gamba, and if you're on the other side of the world, this is completely useless to you, except to collect.
Okay. You ready to start it, or did you start it again?
I
You did it
I
again,
was
didn't
catching
you?
up to your time code. God damn it.
Oh, okay.
You kept playing it, didn't you, after the 20-second mark, right?
No.
God
No.
fucking hell.
Because, ah! I'm just gonna play it and then we're gonna roll with it.
That would probably be the better solution at this point. Because we're getting nowhere fast.
Yes. I noticed this.
Oh, good God. Also, the belt looks like a seatbelt because cars, son. Nice that they packed in the holder for the freaking gimmicks with the belt this time.
Yeah.
Because of the lock seat holder, yeah, that was not packed in with the Sengoku driver. That was like a separate purchase. Although you got another lock seat out of it. I'm not sure what time code you're at.
I am at the minute 15. Count.
Okay, so I'm not that far ahead of you. Let me back up to there. There's
You
the
didn't realize
brace.
by the time that you back up, I'm gonna be a little bit ahead of you, right? But, okay.
I'm
We'll
like
make this
one. I'm at like 1:30 right now.
Oh, okay. You're about 5 seconds behind now.
We'll figure this out eventually. We're professionals with this, right?
No. Not hardly.
Don't know if batteries are included with the driver. I don't think they are. They take like what, like 3 like double A's? Or is that double A's?
Looks like doubles.
Yep, 3 doubles. And a square-ish formation that requires 3 separate panels to be taken off. Convenience! Now, if you're wondering what that big old black screen does, it does things. As you're about to find out.
The belt talks
Also,
again.
the belt always talks. It's just this belt is actually literally going to become a character. The belts have always talked depending on the series. It's just this one's an actual character like Kiva from Kiva. Or Kivat from Kiva.
Yeah, but by talk, I mean talk like how Wizard's belt is.
Yeah. Yeah, not to spoil, but yeah. You're about to find out how much this belt talks.
Because, I mean, I know they all do. But, yeah. This is going to be to that point, ain't it?
Kind of. Depends how you define talking as. Also, if you're wondering what the buzzing noise is, I assume it's a fan in the... assume it's actually the video screen that they have in the belt. Actually, no, it's the fan that's in the belt. Did you see how you have that, like, little rolling motion?
Yeah.
That's a fan. That's what the noise is. Because Kuga's belt got that. And Akito's belt does, too. There's the activation of the finishing attack. But you see what I mean by like, yep, it talks.
Yeah.
Now, is it the worst thing you've ever heard?
No.
Also, the belt's already been hacked, as I use in quotations, because the brace works exactly like the Tokyuger brace, and that it hits a series of buttons in order to activate all to let the brace know what's in the in it, so it sends the correct signals to the belt. Because yeah, there's nothing in the brace, or not in the brace, nothing in the shift cars. So what do you think of the belt overall?
Uh, I have a feeling this is going to be pretty interesting one. Because, yeah, the the combination is something that we've not really had before.
Yeah. Now, I think you're supposed to put the car back down, but for convenience sake, he leaves the car up. Also, we get dubstep with Funky Spike. Because that's Funky Son. But yeah, that the hacking, I assume, is just working with the series of buttons and placements. We've got the transformation moves for technique for the Gaim and Wizard shift cars, apparently, and a couple of tire changes.
Hmm.
But I believe the Gaim and Driver are both counted as tire changes. I believe. I'm not entirely sure. Also, we got no type changes. All we have is a whole bunch of tire changes at the moment because the shift car set one's out. And you can stop the video there unless you want to see a whole bunch of faces that the driver makes. Because, yes, the driver is a character, and I'm going to keep hammering that point in. It's a character! So it makes a whole bunch of faces. So yeah, I like the look of the belt.
Yeah, and I'm having a funny feeling that we're gonna have a lot of mixed opinions about the belt.
I'm sure. I do not doubt that. 1 second. But I dig the look of it. Well, I dig the look of the belt, at least.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm a car guy, so I dig anything. I like the look of the shift cars. They look different. I like that. Although they do remind me of a lot of the concept stuff that Hot Wheels does. Like, the Type Speed car, not so much. The other two, yeah, that looks like concept Hot Wheels stuff I've seen before. Or at least reminds me of that kind of thing. So, here's hoping for some cool designs for the rider car shift cars, because I might get them, depending on how they look. If it's just like a face on one of the molds, I won't. But if it's actually like we've actually designed cars based off these characters, I will get the characters I like because I'll be that much of a sucker. I wouldn't even get the driver. I don't care about the driver. I'll just have those lined up on a shelf somewhere. I don't need the belt. I'll just get all of my enjoyment out of the cars.
Oh God, I
Yeah,
foresee this being one of those that you might wind up spending a lot of money on,
yeah, probably.
kind of like Gaim.
To be fair, I haven't spent the money yet on Gaim, most because I don't have it. But yeah,
But you will,
yeah.
and you know you will.
What was my count from last week's TGSR? Like 6 figures.
I think.
Although I might get a Baron for free if I win. If I get to be picked. If I get picked in Token Nations contest.
Really?
Yeah, for their whole Gaim Week celebration leading up to Drive. Uh, They had a tweet that if you followed them on Twitter and you retweeted it, you'd be entered in for a chance to pick up the Baron figure art.
Hmm.
And it ends the 5th, I want to say.
So it ends after Drive comes out?
I want to say it ends the 5th. Not the original tweet. Yep, it ends the 5th. It ends Sunday.
That's weird.
That's how they're doing it. I ain't question it. I'm entered to win. Like I do is follow them and retweet them. Granted, I followed them since they started. I retweeted it as soon as I saw it because I'm like, screw it. Barrett's not on my list, but fuck it, I'll pick him up. I'm sure he'll be in the movie, and then I'll be like, well, now it's 7. Because screw it. It's not like he was evil for the whole movie.
You
Alright.
mean the whole show?
Yes, the whole show. I don't know why I say movie. Anyway, Tommy, quick draw. So I can stop being dumb.
My quick draw is going to be a quick one, so yeah. Um, and it was actually something you kind of mentioned to me yesterday, and I was like, really? That sounds stupid. But apparently, we are not getting a Windows 9. No, we go to Windows 10 because reasons.
Once you explained to me, I understood why they can't use 9. Although I still find it dumb that they picked 10.
Yeah, I agree with you. But the reason why they're not calling it Windows 9 is because back when 95 and 98 were the computers then, there was a lot of programmers that would code stuff referring to those versions of Windows as Windows 9X. Needless to say, if Windows did a Windows 9, that would cause these problems to come back up. Which I think it says in here too that while there is still some people out there using 95 and 98, that's going to be few and far between, but a lot of the programs also weren't updated to remove it. So it's a case of they're probably erring on, and keep in mind, none of this is not definite yet. Windows hasn't been called out one way or the other on this, but from the sounds of it, it sounds like they're trying to keep compatibility issues from occurring.
Yeah. The next Windows is 10. We're just theorizing on why the fuck they were like, well, why aren't you using 9?
Still, why they couldn't do like Windows IX or something like that's beyond me, but yeah.
But my deal with the whole X thing, like they can't have an X in there, too. Maybe.
Yeah, but it would be IX.
But the writing is 9X, which is not 9. So.
But in programming, the X just means anything that fills in the blank for that.
Okay.
There could have been a Windows 97 and it still would have filled in that 9X. Which, boy, would that have been weird if they were on a Call of Duty spree as far as making operating systems.
Oh, dear God, no.
Uh,
I,
you know, I've got something else that I could possibly understand why they could justify calling those Windows 10. And
it's an
I kind of thought about it too. Okay, if you think about major releases, yes, Windows 8 was their 8th major release.
Mm-hmm.
But if you think about all of their releases, there actually is one that wasn't thought about. Millennium Edition.
Ah, I don't think I recognize that one.
It's literally the one that happened between 2000 and XP, which
And
is why no one really knew about it, kind of deal.
I assume that's what they're talking about in the last paragraph. Weak math involving major Windows releases.
Yeah. I saw that and I'm thinking, maybe that's why. Maybe they thought they were being clever by calling them 7 and 8, and then it's like, well, wait a minute. We did miss one, didn't we?
Well, too late to go back now is what I'd be saying because you've already ignored it. Why are you bringing it back? A little late on that one.
Yeah. But I'm thinking it might be a combination deal. Might be the let's keep shit from breaking, and you know what? We can justify it with saying we forgot one. Even though everyone forgot that one.
Here's an idea. Why don't you just call it Windows Anniversary?
Because we already have a Halo anniversary. We can't do
No.
multiple anniversaries. That's why
That
it's
has
not Halo.
never stopped Toei.
That's why it's not Halo 2 anniversary. It's Master Chief Collection.
They still call it Anniversary Edition.
Oh god.
That has never stopped Toei. They have anniversaries back to fucking back because that's just how shit works.
Uh huh.
I
But yeah, I just hope they learned something from Windows 8. Is all I've got to say. And in light of that screenshot I see for the IGN video, they didn't.
Oh, still tiles.
Uh huh.
Fuck tiles. I'm sorry, but fuck tiles.
Towels can go rot in a grave. Towels don't work on mobile. They don't work on computers. They don't work. Period.
Like, I seriously don't use tiles except to hit a button, go all the way over, and pick up Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. I use none of the other tiles that exist there.
Okay. I'm going to put it this way. I thought it would be a smart idea because obviously with Androids as well as Apples, there's an app for that. I thought it would be smart to find one of the apps that allows it to kind of look like the Windows Phone 8s. I used it once. Said
You
fuck
regret
that
that
shit
decision?
and went back to what I had. The tiles are a horrible concept even on phones. I understand why Nokia is the only one that can make Windows phones. They're the only ones stupid enough to try it.
Speaking of phones, have you heard about all this bending phone shit?
Yes, I have.
I heard about that from fucking Blue, and I just have to go. How? Like, how the fuck does this shit happen?
Very
Like,
carefully.
I asked my uncle's comment was like, well, apparently it's from people who wear skinny jeans, and I'm like,
No.
I don't think that's how physics quite work, but maybe.
No, it's actually those iPhone 6s that have the I think it's aluminum casing. It's
Why the
supposed
fuck
to
did
be the
you?
bigger screened ones.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Why'd you use
Yeah.
aluminum?
Yeah. Needless to say,
Aluminum.
that had to have sounded
Oh.
smart from an economical standpoint, but from a practical standpoint, that was stupid.
Does no one understand the properties of aluminum? One of the best benefits of aluminum is it's fucking bendable!
I mean, anyone that's ever picked up a Coke can should be able to realize, this should not make a good phone. Crunch.
Like, I know aluminum is supposed to be flexible. That's one of its benefits. It's a terrible idea to make a case out of that. I'm trying to think if our roof is made out of aluminum, but that helps because it flexes. Because if the wind hits it, it flexes. Got bendability to it. That doesn't work for a case that's going to be dropped a lot.
As long as it don't land on the screen.
I've dropped my phone, but I got it in a fucking case, so it's got like no damage to it. So suck it. Hell, I've dropped it in its belt clip case.
Oh, wow.
Granted, it's one of those, I forgot the name of it. The otter boxes.
Ah.
Apparently these are like fucking indestructible. I don't know. It's worked for me, so I don't give a shit. My phone can take a hit. Plus, I don't drop it that often because I are not klutz. I also don't drop it in the toilet because I don't go to the toilet with my phone. Like, who thinks? Like, let's say you're in the middle of a phone conversation. Why do you go to the toilet while you're in the middle of a conversation on the phone?
Because you're on a phone, they won't know it.
Really?
Until your phone goes in the toilet.
Really? Are you sure about that? Because I'm sure if someone's taking a piss, you can hear that over a phone if it's a loud enough piss. You're taking a dump, you're doubly screwed. But that baffles me. I'm like, why? Why do you need to go to the toilet while you're on your phone? Put the phone down. Go to the toilet. Come back. Especially when that thing is going to be next to your head. You probably don't need to be going to the toilet with it.
Yeah.
Just saying. Probably not the most sanitary of ideas. Yeah, I just heard about those beautiful phones, and I'm just like, wow. I think some phone companies capitalize on this and been like, well, our phones don't bend. And made a commercial out of it, which I go, I love commercial. I love companies when they're absolute dicks to their competition. It's like, well, your phones bend and are stupid. Our phones don't bend, and if they do not break. Because we actually are smart enough to make a goddamn good phone. Which reminds me that I forgot what the height was, but it was like the Nintendo DS. We're talking to get this conversation to gaming. Is actually designed to be dropped from the height of pulling it out of a breast pocket and being dropped on concrete, and it will be functional.
Wait. What?
Let, like, imagine the average height someone would pull a DS out of their breast pocket in their jacket. Now imagine that said DS being dropped on the concrete at that height. DS is designed to be functional.
Huh.
I found that out on a Did You Know for Nintendo DSs. They've designed the DS to take that hit. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a Game Boy that is still functional after it is being crispified by a bomb that was since it was being held by a soldier. Like, a soldier had a Game Boy on him, and a bomb blew up. This Game Boy is charred. It's still functional. It still works. there have been DSs that have been taken on trips to Mount Everest and back, and they're still functional.
Hmm.
Nintendo knows how to make their shit stay functional forever. And it reminds me of an X-Play video where they tested like the Xbox One, the PS2, and the GameCube on like what do we have to do to break said consoles. GameCube wins out in the end. You can drop a sledgehammer on it, that some bitch will still work.
Huh.
Yeah, hit it with a sledgehammer, it'll still work. Lid might be a little bit jarred. Yeah, it'll still work. PS2, nah. You take a hammer to the top of that, you're breaking the case, and you're breaking internals with it. I think the original Xbox couldn't take a fall either. But the GameCube, oh, it can take a fall from the top of a ladder,
Hmm.
like your standard like buy at the store ladder. It can take a drop like that.
Hmm.
Nintendo not only makes good games, they make hardware that will survive the apocalypse. Apparently.
Apparently, from the sounds of it, anyhow. They make
Drop.
hardware so good that zombies will play it.
Yeah. All right. Anything else to say before we
Uh,
close off for tonight?
I don't guess so.
All right. If you're not picking up Smash Brothers today, go pick up Persona 4 Ultimax for your fighting game fix. It's fun. All right. Tomorrow we will have our final game discussion.
Aww. Do we have to?
Well, until the guy movie comes out,
True. Which will
and then the
be
Guy
like,
Drive movie comes out.
which will be like how many more months from now?
I think it was like here this month or next month. Let me check real quick. I know it's not that far off.
I think you said next month.
I need to find the page. It is not here. There it is. November 7th. It's next month. Expect like subs like the next week or two. Although we did find out the name of the Guy Drive movie.
Really?
Yes, it is. Kamen Rider Drive-in Game Movie Tyson Full Throttle.
Hmm.
And Kota Kaito, Michi Takatora, and Mai are all coming back. At the very least. Don't know who else. There's not confirmation on who else is coming back for Gaim. Although apparently Hase was on set for the final episode, even though he had no fucking scenes.
Maybe he just came back because he wanted to see the ending.
Well, apparently that's what it was. But yeah, Hase's actor came back on set for the final episode. Not because he was invited, just because I want to come back and see the final, and see off my cast, see off the cast I got to be a part of. But yeah, our final game discussion and probably an overall series discussion is what it will come break down to after a bit. Got that. Got more Yu-Gi-Oh! As we get the My Yu-Gi duel that have we been so eagerly anticipating. I know we're brimming with excitement over this duel.
Yes, totally.
Got our usual Twitch random streams Monday and Tuesday. Monday for Left 4 Dead, Tuesday for something random. I don't know what.
Love the fact that you have no idea at all.
I might try to do something spooky once we get closer to Halloween. I say try because I have nothing really spooky.
I
In
would
all
say
honesty.
we have Left for Dead too, but we're kind of been doing that.
Yeah.
Any other time, that's what I'd say, but yeah. Huh.
Got that, and got Remember Gaming on Friday next week with whatever.
Yeah, I have no idea.
At TGSR, where we get to discuss Drive, at least two of us will.
Yeah, because I'm at least going to give the first few episodes a go, and then from there it's going to be whether it gets my attention or not.
I'll, we might have to wait 40 episodes for Glock to join the conversation. Again.
Oh, we probably will.
He's like, I'm gonna watch Drive once it's complete. Just like I. Although I didn't. I waited till like 40 some odd episodes were out.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of fun to be had from here till October 17th, where hopefully we have more to talk about. Which we're barely gonna make 2 hours before we stop.
Yeah, I
Most
know.
because most because we keep talking about stuff.
And getting off topic again.
Yes. All right, folks. Well, for Tommy, I'm Peace. Good night, everybody. We will see you tomorrow for final game discussion and Yu-Gi-Oh, and possibly us segueing and talking about Drive a little bit because we're both gonna watch the Raw.
Yep.
Good night, everyone.
As always, you can find the Gaming Saloon on our site at tgstgsr.org. Don't forget to follow us on our social medias, on Twitter by following at TGSaloon, on Facebook at facebook.com/thegaming on Google Plus at plus TGSTGSR.org, and on YouTube at youtube.com/TGSaloon. Till next time.